I am Dr. Sarah Appleton, and I am a highly specialist clinical psychologist working in weight management. And I currently work in specialist weight management, which is for those living with complex obesity in Guy's and St Thomas's, and I'm a healthy weight clinical lead in Partnership Southwark, specialising in healthy weight. In terms of what I'm hoping to achieve with this hackathon, I think this hackathon provides a really good opportunity for different people from different disciplines, different backgrounds, to be able to come together to think about, without being weighed down, I suppose, by the pressures of our day-to-day jobs, to actually think creatively about how we can approach a challenge. And working in a super busy NHS environment where we do a lot of innovation, but you also balance that with really heavy clinical demands. For me, it's amazing just to be able to have the time and the space. 2 days is a luxury to be able to sit down and really deep dive into some of these challenges. Also, I'm aware that you kind of come with your own biases as to what might be helpful. I come from NHS services and I see possible solutions kind of on the ground within my kind of sphere of reference of what might be helpful. But actually being able to come together with product designers, app developers, service users, expert by experiences who all have completely different ways of looking at the challenge, I think has just been incredibly exciting. I see clinically the burden of living with obesity on everybody that I work with, but I think you also start to spot the gaps or the possible inequalities in healthcare, one of which is support for adults with learning disabilities. And I think we know that people living with a learning disability are more likely to experience difficulties working in a weight management service, I suppose. So you see, obviously, the burden of living with excess weight on everybody, and then you also start to spot these inequalities or people who we're maybe not seeing in services or who aren't getting the support that we would hope for. One of those groups of whom is people living with learning disability. And we know that people living with a learning disability are more likely to experience obesity than people without a learning disability. We also know that there are real challenges with them getting access to appropriate support, so in terms of getting referred to services or being able to engage in services, and they may face a number of additional barriers, I suppose, over and above the barriers that each and every one of us will experience with kind of managing our weight, obviously relying on other people to support their care, challenges of carers being informed about these things, having the kind of time to be able to support with these resources, or just general challenges, kind of understanding the risks to do with living with excess weight or the management of that. So for me, this is an issue that I'm really passionate about and something that I feel I've been talking about quite a lot, kind of within the systems that I have access to, and trying to make small changes. But again, it's felt like there's been movement, but there's been nothing really that's changed it. So I think today, or the next few days for me, really offers that opportunity to be able to put some headspace into this, get people together, and hopefully have some kind of really good outcomes that we can move forward with.